For the longest time, the space race was all about superpowers, right? Nations battling for supremacy above the clouds. Well, that's all changed. There's a whole new race happening right now, and this one isn't run by governments. It's fueled by private companies and, you guessed it, a few very ambitious billionaires. We are officially in the age of space tourism.
But that begs the question, what does a ticket to space actually buy you? Are we talking about a quick 10-minute thrill ride, a full-blown 2-week astronaut mission, or maybe something a little more luxurious? Well, that's what we're going to break down today.
All right, here's our flight plan. We'll start with how this new billionaire space race got started. Then we'll dive into the 3 main ways you can travel today: the quick suborbital hop, the intense astronaut experience, and a much gentler balloon ride. And finally, we'll tackle the big one. Is any of this actually worth it?
Okay, let's jump right in. The idea of paying your way to space isn't totally new, but what's happening right now is on a whole different level. It's becoming a real, honest-to-goodness industry, and it's taking off faster than anyone expected. So first things first, just so we're all on the same page, when we say space tourism, we mean flying to space purely for the adventure of it. This isn't about government-funded science, it's about leisure, exploration, and one heck of a view. Now, check out how fast things have moved. The whole thing really started back in 2001, when a businessman named Dennis Tito shelled out a reported $20 million for a trip to the International Space Station. For 2 decades, it was kind of this rare one-off thing. Then, fast forward to 2021. Suddenly, Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson are launching their own flights, and the market just kicks into high gear. Now, we're looking at a future with celebrity flights and even more competition, with companies in China aiming to get in on the action. All right, so let's talk about the first option, the one you've probably seen the most in the news. This is the quick suborbital joyride. So here's the deal. Think of these flights as going straight up and coming straight back down. The whole point is to punch through the Kármán line, that's the official edge of space, get a few minutes to float around weightless, see the curvature of the Earth, and then you're on your way back home. And when I say quick, I mean really quick. This is the timeline for a Blue Origin flight. Liftoff. 2 minutes later, the booster separates. Just 1 minute after that, you're in space. At the 4-minute mark, you're weightless. By minute 7, the rocket has already landed itself back on the ground. And at 10 minutes, it's all over. An entire space mission in the time it takes to make coffee. So, what does this 10-minute thrill ride cost? Well, a seat on a Virgin Galactic flight will set you back about $450,000. Blue Origin's pricing is in a similar ballpark, though they don't advertise it publicly. Some of the first seats actually went for millions at auction. Now, here's a quick look at the 2 big players. Blue Origin is that super fast 11-minute rocket launch. Virgin Galactic is a bit different. Their trip takes longer overall because you're carried up by a mothership before the spaceplane launches. But in both cases, you're really paying for those few precious minutes of weightlessness and that incredible view. Okay, so that's the quick joyride. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something on a completely different scale. We're going from a 10-minute trip to a full-blown expedition. This is where companies like Axiom Space come in. They're working with SpaceX to take private citizens not just to the edge of space, but all the way into orbit. We're talking about 2-week missions living and working on the International Space Station. And the price for that, well, it is astronomical, to say the least. A single seat for one of these missions costs around $70 million. But see, that $70 million buys you a lot more than just a ride. It's an entire year-long commitment. You're undergoing somewhere between 700 and 1,000 hours of intense training with NASA and SpaceX. You're basically becoming a professional astronaut for a year. But here's the thing, and I love this quote from Axiom CEO. $70 million does not get you a 5-star hotel. The ISS is a cramped, working science lab. You're paying for the authenticity of a rugged, challenging, once-in-a-lifetime experience.
So, we've got the intense rocket ride and the hardcore astronaut mission. But what if you want the jaw-dropping views without all that? Well, a third category is popping up to fill that exact niche.
Instead of strapping yourself to a rocket, companies like Space Perspective are using a massive balloon. It gently lifts a pressurized capsule up to the stratosphere over several hours. It's less rocket launch and more luxury cruise, a calm, serene journey to the edge of the world.
And this chart just drives home how different it is.
A Blue Origin flight is over and done in 11 minutes. Virgin Galactic gives you a couple of hours. But the balloon journey? It's a 6-hour event. You get to soak in that view for hours on end.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The price for this luxury ride comes in at $125,000. Now, that's still a ton of money, obviously, but it's a fraction of the other options, and it opens up this experience to a whole new market. Okay, so a quick hop for $500,000, a full mission for $70 million, or a slow cruise for $125,000. We've got these vastly different experiences at wildly different prices, which leads us to the biggest question of all: what's the real value here? And this is one of my favorite ways to look at it. If you break down the cost per minute that you're actually in space, the picture completely flips. A minute of weightlessness on Virgin Galactic is over $100,000, but on that 2-week Axiom mission, it's more like $3,500. And the 6-hour balloon ride, about $350 a minute. It totally reframes what expensive really means. Of course, this whole industry isn't without its critics, and there are some really serious points being made. People are worried about the environmental impact of these launches. It's often labeled as an exclusive billionaire's playground, a super expensive hobby that seems out of touch. And some of the more celebrity-focused flights have definitely gotten some backlash for feeling like tone-deaf vanity projects. But the people inside the industry, they see it very differently. The argument, like the one from Axiom CEO here, is that investing in space doesn't mean you're abandoning Earth. They believe these missions are the necessary, expensive first steps to building the technology that could one day make humanity a multiplanetary species.
And that's really what it all boils down to, isn't it? Is this whole new industry just the ultimate luxury toy for the ultra-rich? Or are we watching the very first, very expensive steps of humanity actually moving out into the cosmos? As this market keeps growing, that's the question we're all going to have to answer.